there?
Well, he's trying to up the ante, but no, I think my wife, she's pretty much just said no, you can't go anymore. So,
well, listen, if
but we don't have any kids, so so that's that's the other thing. If I had any children, I don't think I'd be going anywhere.
Well, maybe I could act as your agent and get you a little bit of money here. Get you into like the football and hockey players, and I think I could do some good work for you.
Well,
keep that in mind.
You never know.
Okay, let's get back to our game here for a second. You talked about some great shots. There has been a number of them by this Portage team.
Well, and particularly Dean Moxham's last shot was tremendous. He made a great hit and roll. Really has put the pressure on Vic Peters. There's no question about it. Dave Smith was going to play one of his hard-hitting run-throughs, either overthrew it or had too much ice, one of the two, but essentially just picked off the guard.
Yeah, you got to throw this. Yeah.
This game sure has been back and forth, Kathy. I mean, wow, you get out to a big lead, and then you sort of, I was watching the fifth end there, and I really don't know what Don was doing there. I mean, he could have maybe conceded a due somewhere along the line or made a draw with his last one, but I don't think you want to let Vic Peters back in the game.
No,
I mean, he's got a 2-point lead now, which is good, but Vic has he's won a lot of games like this, so I'd be a little careful if I was him.
It has certainly been a seesaw, which is great entertainment value. And he certainly has his work cut out right here.
Dave Smith has to come up with a big shot here, though.
Yep. Whoa. No. No. Heavy. Off. No.
Just too much weight, just a shade too much.
I don't think that was the result that Vic was looking for there.
No, too much weight.
So, Dale, next year we know that it is the road to the Olympic trials again, your goal to play in all of those events.
Right. I think whatever team I get together with, I think we're going to try to play all four. You want to give yourself every possible chance in order to get in, and that's one of the reasons why I like to come back and get a highly competitive team together. It's probably going to be my last shot at the Olympic trials, so I want to make sure I give myself every opportunity.
Dale, while you're with us, take a gander at this quiz and see if you can answer it. It's right there in front of you on the screen. In what movie does James Bond curl? 007. James Bond curls in one of the movies.
Golden Slider?
No.
Goldfinger? I don't know.
We're not going to get there, though. Yeah, but then you don it, Dale, and then he just comes here. Let's try this.
What if we thin this?
Yeah, but Donnie, if we put it up and he plays that, we've got this one with our next one. We've got this hit and flop with our last one, if he tries to play the push.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Right here.
Yep.
Just short.
Curling very much is chess on ice. You're not always as concerned with what you're going to do as what the other person will do and what they will do down the road. And so Dean's suggesting to Don that they need to worry about their own shot right now, and they have some options in mind if Vic does what they think that he will.
Yeah, but then we got the easy bang on his. What do you think?
Where do you want this thing?
Dean, I can roll out. I got 4 inches of air there.
Yeah, then if he socks it right there.
No.
Dale, what do you like on this shot if you're Spriggs?
Well, I like this call. I mean, they went through the full thought process of determining what they want to do, and this is what's nice about being mic'd in curling. It's one of the few sports you could actually do that, and it's great for the fans. They can hear what the thought process is, and for some of the Sunday curlers out there, it's they learn from it.
Well, he had to reconvince the front end too what they wanted to do too. So I think they wanted to hit and roll out on that Peters Stone, but he's got a nice shot in here.
Yeah.
So now, let's hear what Vic has to say, what he's got.
Got to hit the guard, eh? What? Yeah.
Could play that thing I played.
No. Yeah, but we still open it up and then play our yellow last shot. Our one rock. Right? Yeah, but
I don't mind if we play this thing.
we got to open up and use it last. It'll stay over there.
Yeah, but what is this going to do?
Oh, it's hammered into there. Into the 4 rock. Yeah, we can be shot. That one can be shot
It's
rock.
going to jam on there. Oh, just
No.
hammer it
Hammer
right
it
on the
in.
nose?
No, right into here.
You've got no room to get there. If you get by
Well,
this
it's-
one, you're just going to hit this into there.
So, well, so even if you hit that rock, this double here goes.
I wouldn't mind hitting it in the corner of this.
Then you miss this one.
I know, but then, well,
That's why the
You
yellow
gotta hit it
one,
high,
the
even
yellow
if it
one
comes off this. At
bang.
least we open up this side. We open up this side, then I can throw a double at that way. If we take both these off, right? I don't see what else we
If
have.
you hit this one like this and get it to there, that's not too bad. Double these off and get that one out to here.
Well, lots of discussion.
Yeah, they've made a decision to try and get into the 4-foot, if we can look at that. So he's trying to, that's not a good line here, trying to get in here, jam these, split these off somehow, and maybe roll the shooter over into that area, the raised rock in that area. Just clear out the 4-foot somehow. This is sort of a bailout kind of shot, opening it up for his next shot, hoping that Spriggs won't take advantage or be able to take advantage of it. Inside.
Well, he needs to hit the guard on the outside. He looks like he may be driving it back on his own.
Yeah, he was inside as soon as he let it go.
So now Don Spriggs line 2.
Yeah, Vic was in trouble in this end. I mean, as soon as Donnie threw up the guard there, and
Yes.
a nice guard, I mean, Donnie just went from defense to offense and sort of beat Vic to the punch
that one's
there.
easiest. This one has more swoop to it. That one there. You can play
but
it
either.
here. You play that one here. And that
Why don't
one.
we stick
Yep.
one right here on the line?
Yep.
We gotta go out turn. Gotta go out turn to keep it there, don't we?
It's whatever you want.
Well, and for Don Spriggs, he knows that the only shot that Vic really has is the raise on one of those 2 yellow
Right
stones
there,
that are in front of the
right,
house. Trying to throw the perfect guard in between the 2 of them so that it essentially takes away
Right
both.
about there.
That's it, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to set up maybe in that angle, sort of try and put a guard in that area here. Maybe a little further over. Well, not that far. A little nearer. There we go. Place that to prevent the raise on that one and that one.
You must be getting good at that, though.
Not really, actually. I'm being very kind here. Actually, I was hoping you wouldn't even make a comment on that. But I can move the guards around at will, please.
The final shot of the 7th end for Don Spriggs.
No.
Right.
Whoa.
Trying to
Fire,
cut off
that's all.
any kind of
Whoa.
route
Whoa, guys.
for Vic with his last rock.
Yep.
So, Dale, at this point, you say Vic's in trouble here?
9.
Well, the only shot Vic is really going to have is some sort of advance on those yellow ones, and Don looks like he's put a pretty good shot there. So, but I
Very
still
nice.
think the outside yellow one there,
Yeah,
might be something
he needed
there.
to be over a little bit more than that because
Still a tough shot.
the center guard is covered, but the other one is still there. He needed to be over about another maybe 6 inches, Dale. I think.
Right. I think this could be the game here if Vic misses this. 4-point lead.
Heavier out here, eh?
Well, we saw it
Big
before,
lead.
though.
Right, but
Same thing.
it's getting late in the game now, and there's not going to be that many more opportunities.
Looks like he's just playing
I think
a.
of that ice.
I would say just a raise,
Yeah.
just raised
just
draw, but nothing.
I mean, it's heavier out here, though. Remember that one of Dave's threw that hack way, it slowed down?
just looking at coming along in here,
We're hitting it.
raise
I don't think less.
into that area if he can,
No.
obviously.
Straight, trying to raise it right to the T-line.
Tough
I don't
shot,
think last. What do you
Dale,
guys
because
think?
he's got to go so far out.
But Vic's a high caliber player. He's made these
Gotta
before.
get by
They're
the
just,
guard.
they're just such a low percentage shot.
Yes.
What?
And
Well,
he's-
and it's a tough shot because he has to raise it into the 4-foot. He has to hit it on an angle. And with the ice conditions that we've talked about, any sort of weight that you pick it up a bit, it tends to run straight. A little bit less, it's going to break hard. So they're not even really confident that they have the right ice, never mind the weight.
Line's good. Clean.
His angle is good.
Weight only.
His line is excellent.
It's a question of weight. His angle's really good.
Good shot.
Oh, a tremendous shot.
Sensational.
That is why he's a three-time Manitoba champion. Vic Peters picks up one the hard way and trails Don Spriggs by 1 in this A-side final of the Safeway Select 2000.
It's $1 million twice a week. It's a game we call our own. Yeah. Western 649. Here at home.
Play Western 649 at any Manitoba Lottery Ticket Center.
Come on. Western 649. Get a grin from ear to ear.
Okay, smile.
And remember this, my friend. The buck stop here. Buck stop here.
Did you know? When cooked to perfection, pork will show just a hint of pink. The result? Pork that is not only nourishing and delicious, but tender and juicy. Pork with a hint of pink. It's okay today. Did you know? Trimmed to visible fat, today's pork is lean. So make pork a part of a well-balanced diet. For recipes, call our toll-free line today. And pick pork.
The Safeway Select is brought to you in part by Canada Safeway. Select premium quality.
Your business demands that you do it all, but why do it alone? Get all your business communication solutions from the experts who can help you accomplish more. We're Icon Office Solutions.
Granny's Manitoba poultry hits the spot with every mouthful. Imagine the warm aroma of a Granny's turkey fresh out of the oven. As its sweet smell wafts through the house, it takes you back to family celebrations of days gone by. At Granny's, we're dedicated to making your family gatherings memorable year after year. Granny's Poultry, proudly Manitoba's only turkey processor.
Farm fresh taste and country goodness, Granny's.
Kevin, get some sleep.
I can't.
Don't do this to yourself.
It's all my fault. I was going too fast. I destroyed a family.
I know.
Dave Wallace curls out of the Brandon Curling Club here in the Wheat City. And this year's Safeway Select marks his 8th trip to the Provincials and his 2nd as a skip. The 40-year-old is a surveyor for the city of Brandon. Wallace took up the sport of curling as a teenager 27 years ago. His brother Dale, who throws third stones for this Wallace foursome, helped Brian Fowler capture the Manitoba Men's Provincial Championship back in 1987. Dave Wallace defeated Dave Van Comer in the final of the Steinbach Birth Bondsfield to qualify for this 2000 Select.
Select Company is brought to you by Pepsi, the joy of cola, and by Manitoba Public Insurance, proud to support the community.
And Dave Wallace was having a pretty good run in this Safeway Select until he ran into Murray Warren of Medora. And Murray Warren has been, without question, we talked about him in the last end, we've talked about it throughout the telecast, the story of this Select. He is curling magnificently.
And he's just really relaxed. The applause that you just heard is Barry Fry was line 4, and Murray Warren just made a tremendous freeze that I just don't think Barry Fry can get out. So, and he's done this over and over and over. So For him, he's not too concerned about how many times he's been here and what the record charts are. He's just going about his own business.
You're right. They are having fun. They're enjoying the limelight. This is really quite remarkable how well they've played. He in particular, boy, I don't think any skip has out-curled him. In fact, he's out-curled just about everybody he's played
Okay,
against.
Don, time's up. What's the answer? What's your best guess?
Oh, boy. You said it's one of the early James
Early
Bond.
James Bond films from the
well,
60s.
Well,
60s. Early 60s.
well, Thunderball, Dr. No,
Nope.
Goldfinger.
Dale, any?
Go with Goldfinger.
Nope.
Her Majesty.
I went with Goldfinger. Her Majesty's Secret Service.
There you go. George Lazenby.
Who found that out to make us all
What's
look
with
bad?
you guys? We got your 50s era curlers, and now I got 1940 movies.
No.
Oh, no, that wasn't.
Late 1960s. So Vic Peters kept himself alive in that last end with that great raise to the button. And looking now to steal the point to tie this game or maybe even take the lead.
Or what a seesaw game, and emotionally for both teams.
They're
Both teams have
both
either
going to
one's
be
on their-
drained
Oh, yeah.
coming off
Yeah.
this. And as we talked about earlier, because, or rather when both of these teams won this morning, it put themselves in a B-side semi. So both of these teams, regardless of the outcome here, will be back on the ice tonight. Spriggs will face Stoughton. That has been predetermined, and Peters will play the winner of the Fry-Warren game. And one of those, of course, will be bringing you on Global tonight. But it's certainly, it's very emotionally draining being in a game like this. We're sort of doing okay, no we're not. And the momentum hasn't really gone either way. Dale, how, mentally, games like this, how tough are they?
Well, it's a lot of games for, I think the two times when I was in the finals here, we played 11 games. So, and of course, they've extended an extra day now to Wednesday. They start on Wednesday, but it's like 2, 3, 3, 3. It's you have to be prepared for the long haul, and it's taxing. You're fairly tired at the end of it, but if you play a lot of games during the year and you go on a lot of cash deals, you're used to it, and that's where some of the competitive teams that play on the pro circuit have an advantage. But
so how do you take that analogy? And certainly Don Spriggs, he's always in McCain's, and he went up to Swan River. He does compete certainly a lot. How do you explain to Murray Warren getting better with every game when they don't have that kind of a schedule?
I've watched Murray himself. I did the color last night on CKX for Brandon, and Murray was just phenomenal in that game too. And he's, I just don't know. I mean, it happens in almost every select. There's always like one team that comes out and just seems to beat a lot of the what you call the favored teams, and it's Murray's weekend. He's making lots of shots himself, and you saw right there, Barry could have got he could have lied 4 or was lying 4, and he made an absolutely perfect draw. I mean, he's just playing great. He's obviously a very talented player.
Wow. He's got the crowd on his side. We will show you why they are applauding. And in fact, they are shaking hands in the other B-side quarterfinal game. Murray Warren defeating Barry Fry.
And I want you to know you heard it first here. Dale said he's looking for a veteran player. I see Murray Warren at third next year in soccer.
No, Murray's going to skip. He's not going to.
Yeah, that's right.
He's not going to give up the way
He'll probably
he's
be
going
playing
now.
second the way he's playing.
How's your sweeping?
Lousy last
It's not
time I
bad.
saw
Not
it.
bad.
Yeah.
I just stay out of the way.
Boy, that's amazing. Like you can tell when Murray was coming down the ice, he's just having fun out here. He's just playing great. And well, Dale, the depth in Manitoba is unbelievable. So this shows some of it.
Well, even you've got a guy like Barry Fry, who's in his late 50s, curling with the sun out here. I mean, it's great. He's a highly competitive team, ranked one of the top in the province, even at Barry's elder age. And I think Barry's been on record saying that this is pretty much the last year he's going to play men's. So my hat's off to Barry. He's had a great career as a curler in Manitoba.
Yep.
Nice shot by Smitty.
Well, a really good
Excellent.
shot. And obviously the tactics are very clear here with Victor being down without. He's wanting to generate a lot of offense through guards and drawing.
You like the third rock?
Well, I think Vic's strategy right here is probably he would obviously like to steal one here, force Spriggs to take one in 9 and then get 2 in 10 in order to win the game. I think that's probably what he's looking at.
I suppose even if you come over the top, put your back, it's not bad. Same weight as Dale.
for a double or even just to roll across the top, but I think he kind of pinched it a little bit, so he will remove the stone, but certainly no motion towards the shot stone.
Okay, let's show you that winning shot by Murray Warren against Barry Fry. Ninth end. And Don, it's just one of many great shots he's made all week.
Look at that. Sensational. He just...
Barry Fry says, get me out of here.
Yeah. Get me away from this.
It's
They're having fun.
That's called a skip's deuce. He made both of the two that he counted were both his own rocks. And,
that's what he was facing, 4 or 5 when he went to throw.
Yeah, line 4 when he came down to shoot his first one, and both of his counted.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You're right. Amazing.
Yeah, you're playing front end, Dale.
Yeah.
This man's not...
Well, if he makes them like that, I'd be more than happy to play front end.
Remember now, we know Dale can sweep because we saw him in the 1986 final when he played third for Brian Penston.
Right.
Hear what you see. I think you're good with control.
Dave Smith just wanted to be a little further in on that one, just showing about a quarter to a half.
Chance for Dean to sort of redeem himself here. If he hits what he sees, he'll get the pair.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, guys.
Nice shot.
Great shot.
He's played well, Dean. I've watched him a couple games, and he's really played well.
He has played very, very well.
And your third has to play well in this if you're going to come close to winning.
You're right. They won't get this far unless that's the case.
He's a nice player. Throws a very good rock.
And he's got a super attitude.
Like yours did.
Well, Donnie's a veteran. You know, Don Spriggs is a veteran. He's been around, and I don't know how many tankards and selects he's been in. I bet you it's probably 10 or maybe more. But
I think 13. You were saying?
Oh, is it 13? Yeah. He's always been a pretty good player, and I know he's come close a lot of times. Maybe this is going to be his year.
I think Vic. It's hard to tell what he's. It sounds like he's just ignoring that and just coming around in here and trying to maybe place the rock.
And for those viewers at home, no, there was nothing wrong with your television sets earlier. We did have a problem with our telestrator.
Don was using an orange
We
crayon.
can't afford to give up 2, can we? Even if I make it perfect, he's got a very... It's only that's across the rings, that rock. Hey, play a flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little defensive there.
Well, you know, you just look at the scoreboard. It's a point.
A little more.
They're down a point. If they were down 2 or 3, I think it's really necessary to go hard. At this point, I think he's sitting in the hack thinking, if I don't make this, we give up 2. We're down 3 points with 2 to go. A hit and flop here, they can still steal a point or certainly reduce the opportunity to give up 2.
Whoa, 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 girl.
They thought it was going to move up there at first because they had them on it, but then just straighten out on them. He had to get a roll, though.
You know, the strength of Vic's game, though, is his drawing. And,
we don't,
you know, if I might have played the draw, he's got a fairly long guard there, and he could probably, the way this ice is absolutely beautiful. You can easily tuck it around that guard. So, you know, at this point in time, you know, you're 1 down without. You pretty much have got to take a chance somewhere along the line, and you know the situation is pretty good here. So.
Well, yeah, he changed his mind when he got down the hack. I think maybe, perhaps the view from down there. Who knows? Thinking maybe Spriggs is going to come if he doesn't get perfectly behind the guard, give up deuce. But I know what you're saying.
Wow. Wow.
Now decision time for him.
I think Vic has to play the draw here.
I mean, you sit in here, he's got...
Yeah, he plays that, I know.
He's going defensive on you, Dale. He decided, he figures that he's giving, if he comes into the house, he'll give Spriggs the raise back on the other guard to get a deuce.
Right, still a tough shot, but I guess Vic has sort of changed his theory here. Maybe he's just hoping to hold him to 1 here, and then maybe get, you know, maybe get 2 back and 9, and then maybe steal in 10. But I think the steal here was the is the easier avenue, but you know, he's out there.
It's actually a little tight. It's all a little tighter now to get through the port there for the draw too.
Whoa. No. Off.
Stay off it.
Nothing.
Oh, he's not coming up. Going for the split.
No, I think he should just throw it through here. He's got control of this game now. He's went up with. There's no use really doing anything fancy here. I mean, Vic has got to come to him in end 9 and 10, and you know, I've seen guys give up big ends and when they have to gamble.
They're talking about the split now. See that? Look at that. They've changed it. Yeah.
Those darn front end guys go.
Another game when you go down the ice. See, look at that. Checking the split.
It's a tough split too.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very tough split.
It's in it though. These rocks go so far forward.
But he's going the right way at it. You come into the rock like that,
Yeah,
it's not bad.
It's maybe tough.
That's really tough.
The front end overruled again.
Well,
Dale, just draw on center line there.
Well, that's what's nice about this game. I mean, it's there's various shots you can play, and there's a lot of different things you can do. And sometimes it's not, you know, sometimes it doesn't matter what shot you play; it's what you make. And that's what's sort of fun about this game, and that's what's nice about watching it on TV and listening to the guys and what they're talking about.
Well, I remember in Verdun when you won, you overruled Kirkness on a shot. You played a real gamble raise on a shot in the 8th hand against
Kerry against Burnick in the
and we were watching it. The logical shot, the conservative shot was not that. But the way you were feeling is that you were going to get it, and you did it. It was a great shot.
Yeah, it was actually a raise. It was in a good spot for me. I know where my good spots are, and it was in a good spot.
Well, Dale Duguid, thank you very much for joining us these last 2 ends. Good luck next season, and I guess you'll be defending your title.
Yes, that's right.
Because you never got a chance to do it in '98. We'll be back to Brandon after this.
Get your tickets for the world's hottest event on ice. The Labatt Brier 2000. The Big Freeze is coming. Call Select a Seat at 1-888-9687-888.
Our retirement is looking a whole lot better now because we chose Crocus.
And we saved on taxes as well.
Tax savings, returns, or jobs. Any way you look at the numbers, your best investment is Crocus.
My first investment in Crocus a few years ago has really paid off.
Crocus is one of the best performing funds of its kind in Canada. Want to know more? Call Crocus or see your financial advisor or credit union.
The Safeway Select is brought to you in part by Robin's Donuts and Deli. Day and night, the food's just right with 50 locations to serve you in Manitoba. And by Icon Office Solutions, the way business gets communicated.
As morning breaks in communities all across Canada, Robin's helps you start your day with our special blend coffee.
A full-bodied brew, guaranteed fresh on the first taste, or we'll replace it.
And Robin's mealtime combos and freshly prepared subs are welcome anytime.
At work or at play.
Part of your community. You always get a break at Robin's.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries presents one sweetheart of a sale just in time for Valentine's Day. Over 150 gorgeous Lazy Boy chairs on display and priced as low as $379. Come in today and find your true love.
Now at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, you can save on more than 1,000 custom order fabrics, which means our furniture can adapt to any surrounding, not to mention any budget.
By his lofty standards, Jeff Stoughton endured a couple of average years following his world championship in 1996. But last season, the Charleswood skip shuffled his team's lineup. He and second Gary Vandenberg were joined by newcomers Doug Armstrong at lead and Jonathan Meade at third. The newly formed foursome took the long road to last year's provincials, eventually qualifying through the grueling MCA Bonspiel. But when they arrived in Portage, the Stoughton magic was back. His team proved unstoppable all week long. They rolled over Manitoba's best, going undefeated as Jeff Stoughton carved his name on the coveted Safeway Select Trophy for the second time in 4 years.
Champions is brought to you by Robbins Donuts and Deli. Day and night, the food's just right with 50 locations to serve you. And by the Prairie Ford dealers. It's always been Ford.
And so I guess it's going to come down to the final two ends. A one-point game. This is everything that an A final should be. We've seen lots of opportunities and lots of frustration on both teams' parts, but certainly for Vic's team, they will be going very hard to steal or force Don Spriggs to win this end. Ultimately, he wants the hammer coming home, and for Don Spriggs, he'd like to score 2 here or else get out of this with another blank to keep Last Rock coming home.
Opportunity lost there by Vic Peters to put the pressure on Don Spriggs as Don Harvey's second rock rubbed off the guard in front. And now Rick Blight will throw his second rock of this 9th end.
Good line. Easy. Wait if you can. Wait on it.
And again, Don Spriggs seeing an opportunity to potentially take 2, and that would certainly put him in the comfort zone 3 of coming home. And a good shot by Rick here following with his first one would certainly help them do that.
That's good.
Nice shot. Nice guard.
It's a real good shot.
As you take a look at the percentages.
Well, Rick was beat up pretty early, I thought. I think he's playing a pretty good game. Don Harvey is one of those guys that isn't very flashy, but consistently always plays well. Very, very little difference in the seconds by any stretch of the imagination. And even though the percentage points do go to Dave Smith, we have seen Dean Moxham, the third for Don Spriggs, make some really tremendous shots that he may only been scored for, but they have made a huge difference. And advantage to Spriggs, and certainly we're seeing that on the scoreboard.
Hard. Well, can't bounce. Right here. Yep.
Well, this will help Chris Neufeld's percentages.
Great
that shot.
Exactly where he wanted it.
Like running that yellow back on the red.
So for Don Spriggs, looking for a combination to remove a couple of guards to keep the forefoot open for himself. Oh, and a very nice shot.
Nice shot.
Same weight. You can move it a little bit. Okay? Okay. T-line.
And so for Denny wanting to just be on top of it or move it back a little bit, again, he's not as concerned of whether they're shot or not as to be in a good position to limit Spriggs' opportunity to score more than one.
Hard. Hard. Real hard. Hard for weight. Nice.
Just a little light on the weight. The line would have been fine with the correct weight. Just he needed another 6 feet of weight.
Well, here's one of our many select facts. Legendary Manitoba broadcaster, of course, former CBC broadcaster Bob Pickin. He was a pretty good curler in his own right, and he did lose in the final in 1963 to Hirsch Lerner.
And there he is himself.
The voice.
Oh, he's got a tremendous voice. And certainly is very involved in the Manitoba Curling Tour and still very interested in the game and in making sure that Manitobans can hear.
He's a great supporter of Manitoba curling. There's no doubt about it. And he was a fabulous curler in his day, too. There's
and I can
many-time provincial performer.
He was reading the local newspaper. That's why he had his head down.
Well, that's a really good shot for two reasons. One is that they've eliminated the two potential stones for Vic Peters to raise, and the other thing is that he kept a shooter right there, so that stone is still guarded.
You know, I gotta sort of admire the Spriggs team here in a way, because they're up so early. They're up 5-0, then blew the lead, maintained their composure all through that, and now have sort of got back. They never panicked, and when you heard the discussion with Dean and the team there earlier at the 15 break, they never really panicked when it's sort of time for to cave in against a team like Peters, but they just stuck to the game plan. So their maturity really showed in this game. It's really showing in this game.
Hard for weight. Off. For weight.
Off. There's tons of room, guys. Right here.
It's only up to it. Get it there. Right up to it. Freeze it. Hard. Come on, hard, 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 hard. Hard. Sorry, guys.
Okay, quiet. Back.
Well, mixed messages in the sweeping instructions. Dave knew it was light.
And of course, Vic more concerned about line. And it's tough, you know, on the sweepers because they're sort of betwixt and between.
Nose, you can save it over here. Yeah. Just control weight.
Looking to go straight back on the red guard that's in front of the house.
Whoa! No! No! Good! Good! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, great shot again.
And of course, what he was hoping to do is hit it a little bit thicker so that his shooter would also stay around to set up the house to lie 2.
Our next telecast of this 2000 Safeway Select will come your way this evening at 8 o'clock, when we'll bring you one of the B-side semifinal games. Right now, we know that Don Spriggs will be playing Jeff Stoughton, and Vic Peters will be playing Murray Warren. One of them, of course, will be the A-side champion.
And it's interesting, Joe and I, obviously with too much time on our hands, spent some time yesterday looking through the record books to see if, you know, over the years that the A-side winner has predominantly won. And really it was about 51% to 49, so really statistically not valid. You know, half of the times in the last 20 years the A-side champion did go on to win, and half the time they didn't. So certainly the winner here does have an advantage in that they have 2 lives, but it's certainly not over to the winner or the loser.
Well, he gave Dave Smith a chance to make the same shot twice. You know he's going to make it the second time.
Still isn't shot rock, but Spriggs, this is a tougher one. I don't think he can't play the raise back here now in a way. Otherwise, he's give up the shot rock. All
Same thing.
I know. Wants to make sure he doesn't jam it back to leave him shot. I split it out.
Oh, it's moving quite a bit on him.
Cuts too much.
The other way?
No, he's
got it.
Look at that.
Oh,
great.
I have become a Dean Moxon groupie.
Oh man, those are 2
He's
sensational
made some great
shots.
shots.
Really perfect shot.
Throw, Zeno.
It's hard to dumb it. You either get it done.
he farms grain in Oakville, and he's farming granite right now.
Those are amazing shots.
He made 2 very, very good shots.
Because there was a good chance of him jamming it so that leaving Peters lying one. Confident call, though. Very confident call.
That's why they're here.
Okay, room. Whoa, just a freeze.
And again, for Vic, the objective is not necessarily to be shot, but to limit the potential for Spriggs to score 2.
It's stopping enough.
Now, what he's doing is illegal. The rules
Great
of curling
shot.
very clearly state that you cannot sweep a stationary stone until contact is made. That's called warming the surface. It did make a huge difference, but technically he should have waited.
And you're talking about Dave Smith?
No.
Nope.
because it wasn't Dave, it was the Spriggs team, hoping to get a little bit of separation there, which is certainly understandable, but he cannot sweep that stone until contact is made.
This one's even tougher than what Dean had thrown. Even if they sort of double off the back one, it's okay, as long as they leave their shooter in there for shot rock. Or the raised rock, that is, for shot.
Well, Don Spriggs now trying to do what he asked his third Dean Moxham to do.
Cut a little too much, I think. Yes.
I think the difference there is that he just threw a little bit less weight than his third has been throwing, and that's why it moved up. I think he threw it very well.
Or you may as well just guard. We're happy with one.
Guard, you can fire stuff at it.
Tap it? What? Tap it.
It's got to be kind of
It's
the same way.
got to cross it, otherwise he just throws a heater. Okay. All right.
If we can get the tap, we'll go for it. But if not, it's not the end of the world. Just
okay. What do you think, Derek?
We got to get something swinging, eh?
The concern that they have here by throwing the guard
like crazy.
is that if Don Spriggs makes the straight back and he makes it perfectly, they could get two. So their goal is to come in on top. Maybe you can tell us straight.
Yeah, they don't
quite get it back.
They don't want to sit it there because then they could double it off. So they want to get it over into here, so that they can't. So that if Spriggs goes after it, he's going to jam it back in his own. So they really have to play it fairly tight there.
And I think in the back of their minds, they're thinking if he makes this and he's on top of it and taps it back a little bit and they're lying two,
Whoa, Denny, whoa, off!
the potential is certainly there.
Off, let it hook.
Off!
Staying out on him too much.
Not doing anything.
What?
Well, yep.
Oh.
Hard. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
He's left
Looks
the
like-
potential double there.
I think so. I think if he just straight on the nose, if you can look at it.
Well, Vic not very happy with that.
No.
Certainly it didn't run anything like they expected it to, and
Same weight?
like Don Harvey's had earlier.
So here, just hit on the nose, back, spill. The only thing wrong is if he hits it on this angle, jams it back that way. So it's basically right on the nose. I think if he hits it on the nose, even a little inside roll kind of thing, he's fine. Anything on the outside, he could be a problem. But he's got to get, unless he really cut it across. But anything on the nose, pretty close to the nose, should get it for his deuce.
Final rock of the ninth end. This could seal the deal for Don Spriggs.
Oh, is he on the guard?
It was tight out of his hand.
He's all over it.
Wow.
So Don Spriggs gives up the steal for one, and we got a tie game heading home.
Come for the flavor, come for the taste, stay for the good times, you know the place. We'll treat you special, we'll treat you right. You're the reason Chicken Chef is cooking something good tonight. Come on out, come on in to Chicken Chef, we're cooking something good for you. Come on in to Chicken Chef, we're cooking up something good for you.
Curling brooms were once like this, but times change, things get better. Now a broom is like this.
The same is true with cell phones. They used to be like this. Now it's the Motorola V phone.
No one knows more about cell phones than Elite Communications, your MTS Mobility Center.
Our friendly experts can tell you all about the V-phone.
And MTS Mobility's lowest rates ever.
Elite Communications, your MTS Mobility Center.
You really sweep well, Don.
Above and beyond the call.
The Safeway Select is brought to you in part by Manitoba Blue Cross, committed to caring, and by Chicken Chef Family Restaurants. Real quality, real value, real selection, made in Manitoba.
Kevin, get some sleep.
I can't.
Don't do this to yourself.
It's all my fault. I was going too fast. I destroyed a family.
I know.
Now, what'll it be, sweetheart? Let me guess. A nice cold Pepsi. I wouldn't want to hear one of those crazy voices of yours, huh?
Honey, you ain't heard nothing yet. Hit it, fellas. Joy bubbles, joy fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue. The greatest taste sensation on the sun. You go, girl.
Your business demands that you do it all, but why do it alone? Get all your business communication solutions from the experts who can help you accomplish more. We're Icon Office Solutions.
There's been a lot of scoring in this game, and in the last two ends, for the last three, it's been Vic who's been doing all the scoring, as he has tied up this game with Don Spriggs at 7 in this A-side final, as we are now playing the 10th end.
Well, it's been just an up and down game. I'd hate to be a family member of either of these teams because they must be just a bundle of nerves. It's not been a very easy game, I'm sure, for real strong fans of either to watch. Of course, in the free guard zone, the rules are very clear that the first 2 stones cannot be removed from play if they're not in the house. It is usual for teams to try the tick shot to just sort of move it over and away from the 4-foot. It is a gentleman's game, and unless someone specifically asks for an official, they don't intervene. And so, because the stone was clearly going out, Vic replaced it as close to he thought it would have been, and obviously Don's very comfortable with that spot as well. And so a really good chance for Vic's team to get this rock around. A real advantage is if he could put this in the 4-foot, they'll just be able to guard it for the rest of the game. So every inch here is significant.
No, that's a good shot.
He's a tremendous player.
Right.
He has been throughout the years with any of the teams that he's played on. And so for Don, his strategy will be very simple, just to eliminate the guards. If he gets a chance to remove that one, he probably will, but ultimately, where it is, he knows that he will have a draw to the 4-foot if it's perfectly guarded for the win.
That was why it's such a key shot for Harvey. The closer you can get it to the button, the better. If it's just biting the 8-foot or just into the 12-foot, it gives, you're right, it gives Spriggs that last shot advantage if he has to draw just full 8. Now he has to draw full 4 basically to get shot rock if they continue to peel the guards. So key shot for Harvey. Mind you, it's difficult to put these perfect guards on too. This one's staying out a long way. It's also coming pretty tight.
Well, and that's why just as it's finishing at the end, as it starts to die, so just having that little bit of extra weight.
Well, this has been a very wild game, and it must be very emotionally draining, and it's going to be very tough. The loser goes right back on, waiting for somebody who's just come off a win, you see. So that's another thing psychologically. It's difficult for either one of these teams to. They're going to be thinking, what if both of them, if the one whoever loses. Well, that's not all that bad in a way, but he wanted to at least clear the guard. Now he's left the guard Vic and now put another one on, but it moved the rock out of the 4 foot at least.
And so opportunity for second Chris Neufeld to throw another guard, certainly wanting it to be a little bit higher.
What is that?
It's not heavy.
Wow, shorter the better, guys. Longer the better. Wow. No. Wow.
Yeah, it's just sliding sideways.
All right.
No, that's not what you want to do. Well, you should be able to just get about a half of the top one and split. Both guards have the shooter roll out. And if he gets it tight, he can jam it back on the rock and in the house too.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Well, a chance for Dale there. I think that he either threw more weight than he intended or that Don knew he was going to throw.
Yeah, because he wanted that to come up a little more, so he at least split both of the rocks. Even take his own into the house.
Where's that? Yeah.
Go hard. Hard, guys.
Good.
Hard. Keep it going. It's got to curl. Keep it moving. Get it over. Cross the line. Hard. Get across the line. Hard, 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 hard. Hard, hard,
Okay.
hard.
Good shot. Good spot.
And so certainly that's the bigger concern to Don Spriggs, and the opportunity again to remove both stones.
But hey! Hard! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, there's a bad break here for him.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate for two
that's
reasons.
tough to
One, he
do.
left the guard, and the other is that he replaced his own stone with one of Peter's. So to play this straight back now
Raise,
becomes
yeah.
more difficult.
Yeah.
Pressure's really starting to mount now. This is so much at stake in this game too.
Oh,
because
it's a huge game.
because
You're
the
one
loser-
game away from.
Well, then not only that, the loser goes right back on, of course.
And so does the winner.
Hair more.
But still, the winner
Has a better frame of mind.
Oh, of course, because this is going to be a tough loss for either one of them.
Off, just at the end.
Whoa, Denny. Whoa, Denny.
You got to remember the teams that are sitting in the wings to play these guys. You know, for Don Spriggs, he's got Jeff Stoughton, who's on a roll, and for Peters, he's got the amazing Murray Warren,
who's on a roll.
There's no doubt about
Definitely.
it. So,
and we want to remind you that tomorrow morning is the B-side final. It's at 9:30. So have breakfast with us at the Select, and then of course, if there is a championship final needed, if either Vic Peters or Don Spriggs don't win the B final, depending on who wins this A final, we'll be back on the air at 2 o'clock with the then championship final.
and so Dean essentially doing his job by removing a guard. Time being called.
We don't have time.
We don't have a timeout?
We don't have a lot of time, even with the timeouts.
We throw a guard on the center line, he's going around. Where?
I like going up here.
Around ours to the 4 foot?
You're allowed two 1-minute timeouts during the course
Around
of
the
the game.
Top of the...
We leave it open and he sticks and we got to hit.
No, but we throw one there, Dave, he's going around for sure. If he makes it good, I got no shot because I got nothing on this side. You throw it here and he goes top of that, I got no shot. That's what
Well,
that's what I'm
the
thinking.
best thing we can hope for is to be throwing and covering this. Maybe we guard right here.
What do you like, Donnie? What do you like?
If he goes around, you leave it long and he goes around, at least we still got a shot.
Yeah, well, we might not.
If you leave it...
Yeah, he makes it good when we're not.
If the guard's long enough,
Why don't we go here
doesn't
then?
matter, we can still tap, right?
Why don't we go here? Tighter.
Well, then he's going
Nah.
This is hard to get here, Don.
I know.
I like right here.
Okay. So here.
If he plays the come around, we got a shot at least.
So hard to get around it.
The reason, of course, that they called the timeout is with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. I tend to personally disagree with Dave. They got tons of time left. There are only 2 rocks left in play for the Peters team, and as long as you know, Vic is over the tee line at the other end, they're fine. I guess he's wanting to make sure they have time to have the discussion.
Yeah, exactly. They're
They
worried
have
about.
73 minutes. They're allowed 2 1-minute timeouts. So certainly, if there is a big discussion, they still have that they can use. And ultimately, what they're deciding to do is throw a long guard. Dave Smith's position is that even if Don Spriggs makes it perfectly, they will still have another shot. They just don't want to allow an opportunity for him to make the old Wobie Dazzler and remove everything.
Came in a little further, and it curled a little more than they wanted.
So yeah, looking at a triple possibility here. Can he clear everything?
You catch it right on about the C, eh?
They might be able to do a triple on this.
Yeah.
He might, but I think for Don,
He wants to get rid of the
his
front.
biggest concern is that if he peels both of those, Vic's automatically going to try to throw a guard. He's got the whole 4. He's been making them consistently. I think he's pretty comfortable with that. If he makes a triple, it's a bonus, but he really needs those guards gone.
2/3 of a rock, guys.
Not enough. Not quite.
But now they'll use their other timeout, which Dave Smith has called.
It's the same situation.
Well, it is, but it's
Doesn't have
different.
to be in.
Yeah, it is
See what
different
they
now.
say.
Line, right? Gotta go way out here. I was here with that guard.
Well, then he's got to go wider. I called it. I called
That's
it.
our timeout. Yeah, but if I go wider, is it gonna hang there?
Go this way if you want. Then you're leaving it up higher.
Yeah, no, then you're gonna have a hole.
Nicer
for
to
sure.
go right here.
No, they don't want to go that way.
I think we got to go just into the 12-foot.
Why?
No, I don't. Well, that one, I just was inside the 8 this much, and it went all the way to the center line.
Even if you give him a hole, we get
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Vic's thought about coming into the top
Same
of the
weight.
12-foot.
Hey, Denny.
Dave's position is
That
that
weight will get you to the front ring.
if you're about a foot in
Right?
front of the house and a little sort of where that guard
No, I'm
is
just
on
saying
one
that's the weight.
side, on the other, he really has a difficult shot to get to the 4. Vic's talked about coming in the top 12. It wouldn't give Don Spriggs a chance to win, but it would give him a double to get out of it.
Yeah.
So let's see
Heavier.
where they take this.
Got a curl. Hard. Hard. Help.
Hurry.
Help.
Hurry.
Help him, Dave.
Hard.
Every inch. Every inch. Hard. Keep her going. 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 Keep her going.
That's a really good shot.
Keep her going.
Good shot.
That's in a pretty good spot. He wanted a little biter there, but
Didn't get a piece of the 12, and they almost had an incident there where you heard the brushes or the brooms hitting each other. They might have almost burnt that rock by accident.
would have been a disaster.
He
So
threw that with lots of sweeping and dead weight. It didn't move that much. Eh? You guys get the same time as always in that spot?
So tough to tell because they give it that little push there. This doesn't work bad here, you know.
You gotta catch it though, Donnie. You gotta be coming as you spin. You gotta be coming tight on this side just to spin off. Right? If you come up too thick, you just push it to there. You gotta be forceful. I think we can go around it.
I think so.
he's going to go further out.
It'll finish late. Like,
Yeah.
No, he's playing it tight. I mean, we can get the bend at the end.
Yeah,
eh?
that's right.
Yeah.
A little further out than they've played, but it's all down to this, obviously.
Well, it really is. And, you know, Don Spriggs looking at whether he had an opportunity to sort of play the chip off the one that's in the 8-foot. The reality is, though, you have to just get by one and the other. And his team's saying to him, you know, there's lots of room around the outside. The question will be the weight. And you heard when Vic threw it and he gave it the little push that it is a little bit heavier in the spot. The interval is going to give us a chance. If he's around 3.7, he's going to be close. Okay, this would suggest that he's thrown it quite a bit lighter.
Don Spriggs has never been this close to a provincial championship. This may be his best chance with this shot.
He looks pretty good, except is it slipping now? No, he looks good.
His weight's really good. It's a question of line.
He's got it.
He certainly does.
Great shot. Wow.
Well, there'll be a special tonight at the Spriggs Family Restaurant in Portage because Don Spriggs has won the A-side final of this 2000 Safeway Select with an 8-7 up and down, back and forth victory over Vic Peters.
Shoppers Mall Brandon is proud to support the 2000 Safeway Select Men's Provincial Curling Championships. Watch for our expansion to open fall of 2000. Discover